Praise for Double, the Jewelry Exchange Direct.
Good morning, America. Chaos in Virginia as the state's top 3 officials all face calls to resign. The latest, the Attorney General, admitting that he, like the governor, once appeared in blackface. This as the Lieutenant Governor faces a sexual assault allegation. His accuser now coming forward, telling her story.
Also this morning, deadly flooding alert. Record rain forcing water rescues overnight. And snow and ice wreaking havoc on roads. Now 32 states on alert as the storms move east.
The urgent search right now for a gunman caught on camera killing a woman while she set up a garage sale.
ABC News exclusive. The father of the 21-year-old accused of kidnapping Jamie Kloss, killing her parents, now breaks his silence. His message as his son appears in court.
Why the best-selling author behind one of the top thrillers is now under fire, admitting he lied about having cancer.
And hanging on for dear life. The dangerous scaffolding collapse and how this construction worker saved himself.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And we do say good morning, America. Great to have you with us on this very busy Thursday morning.
Yes, it is busy, and we want to get right to it. The latest from Virginia, where the government is in chaos. The state's top 3 officials are all under fire.
The governor, Ralph Northam, hunkering down, resisting calls to resign over that racist photo. His lieutenant governor, the next in line, facing a sexual assault allegation that he vehemently denies. And the state's attorney general, who called on the governor to resign, is now admitting that he wore blackface in college as well. His future is shaky. Our chief national affairs correspondent Tom Yum is tracking it all from Richmond. Good morning, Tom.
George, good morning to you. And making things even more complicated for lawmakers here, all 3 of those men that you mentioned were elected. All 3 are Democrats, and though many members of that party called on Governor Northam to resign, right now there is mass confusion with no plan in place on how to move forward. Overnight, Virginia's Attorney General running into this waiting car, zooming down the block to avoid reporters. This after he made a bombshell admission on Wednesday that he also appeared in blackface in the 1980s. Mark Herring saying he went to a college party with friends dressed as rapper Curtis Blow. Stating, "We dressed up and put on wigs and brown makeup." Herring, a Democrat, apologizing but not resigning, something he called on Governor Ralph Northam to do after Northam admitted he had once dressed in blackface as part of a Michael Jackson costume.
I had the shoes, I had a glove, and I used just a little bit of shoe polish to put under on my cheeks.
All of this as a woman has now come forward to accuse the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, Justin Fairfax, also a Democrat, of sexual assault. Dr. Vanessa Tyson, a political science professor at Scripps College, saying Fairfax sexually assaulted her in a hotel room during the Democratic National Convention in 2004. Tyson says she was crying during the incident. The lieutenant governor has denied the accusation, saying the encounter was consensual, initially saying this.
This is one of the most blatant examples of a smear that I think you can see with something that's completely uncorroborated. As I said before, the reason it's uncorroborated is because it's not true.
But later, Fairfax changing his tone with a new statement, saying, "I wish her no harm or humiliation, but I cannot agree with a description of events that I know is not true." And now some are worried about what's going to come out next. Virginia already facing a collision of scandals at the highest levels.
I'm shocked and incredibly disappointed. This has been an awful week for Virginia.
And we have some new reporting this morning. ABC News has learned that Dr. Tyson did tell at least one other person about that alleged assault. Virginia Congressman Bobby Scott. Aides to Bobby Scott tell us that he was informed about this alleged assault about a year ago. Now, if all 3 men resign, the 3 men that are mired in scandals right now, then the Republican who is the House Speaker would be the next in line to take over this state. George?
And Tom, that's why they're so reluctant to resign right now, but the pressure is building. And meantime, the state government basically paralyzed.
It is paralyzed. They're trying to pass bills. The State House is open. It is working. But as far as who is in charge, who is leading, there is a real crisis of leadership. George, you got to remember, all these Democrats called on Governor Northam to resign. Now 2 other Democrats, the next 2 men in line, they're also Democrats. It's mass confusion.
Certainly is. Tom Yamas, thanks very much.
And as we just heard, awful week for Virginia. Wow. Now to that dangerous storm on the move right now. Deadly flooding in Tennessee forcing water rescues overnight. Snow and ice causing accidents across the Midwest. Now 32 states are on alert. Alex Perez is in Wilmington, Illinois with more. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Robin. I want you to take a look around me here. I'm standing along the banks of the Kankakee River, and you can see icebergs everywhere you look. Almost looks like a glacier that is melting. The deep freeze, followed by a brief warm-up, is creating some major problems. In Tennessee overnight, severe weather turning deadly. One man killed after being swept away by floodwaters. And as heavy rains pound the Nashville area, this morning, icy conditions are wreaking havoc across the Midwest.
You can see my car, a lot of ice.
Wrecked vehicles littering highways, drivers unable to keep their cars on the road.
I was not prepared for it. I was hoping it was hyped up.
In Fargo, traffic backed up for miles. Missouri State Police responding to more than 600 accidents in just 24 hours. In Kansas City, watch as this school bus hits slick conditions and then flips over with students on board. Miraculously, no one was seriously injured. From Wilmington, Illinois to Portland, Michigan, massive ice jams prompting evacuations. As that ice breaks up, you can see it inching closer to people's homes, causing flooding and pipes to burst.
It's scary. It's the first time we've really watched it break up.
And beware of ice stepping out of your car. A school principal in Kansas sharing this video of himself falling on ice, warning others to get home safely. And here's the good news. Take a look behind me here. You can see the Kankakee River is once again flowing. People have been allowed to return to their homes, and authorities say there are no reports of any major damage. Michael?
All right, that's all good news, Alex. And that storm is on the move, and we're going to go to Ginger for the latest on where it is heading and when. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning, Michael. A big part of this is the division between extreme cold and very warm air. You can see this morning we've seen tornado warnings, even severe thunderstorm warnings in the Ozarks. But look at these pictures out of Denver, their biggest snowstorm of the season. Now, that's not saying a ton since they've been so snow-starved, but this morning, Denver public schools are closed. You've got businesses closed, and the temperature is sub-zero, so that snow and ice not going anywhere once it hits the ground because the cold comes right behind it. There are ice storm warnings still in place for Kansas City. Flood watches in the same region. This storm will finally start to move east through today into tomorrow. It's kind of been on repeat. We'll still see a severe thunderstorm chance, which I'll bring you in a little bit, but a look at what else is going to happen, up to 12 inches of snow, and again, could see some flooding rains right there in the Ohio River Valley. George.
Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're going to go to Washington now, where another shutdown deadline is looming just over a week to go as congressional negotiators work toward an agreement on border security to keep the government open. And congressional Democrats defy President Trump by launching multiple investigations right now. Our senior congressional correspondent Mary Bruce is on Capitol Hill with the latest. And Mary, the president is already up early this morning tweeting an attack on one of the investigations.
Yeah, George, the president says that Democrats and their committees are nuts and that it all amounts to presidential harassment. Look, we've heard the president warn against these investigations, but Democrats here on the Hill are not backing down. In fact, this morning they're actually ramping up. The House Intelligence Committee has now announced a sweeping new probe into the president, his family, his finances, Russia, and beyond, while the chair of the House Judiciary Committee is preparing to subpoena the acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker if he fails to show up at a hearing here tomorrow, though there is no indication yet that he is not coming. And today, George, Democrats will start laying the groundwork to secure the president's tax returns. So the oversight here on the Hill is really kicking into high gear, and the president doesn't seem to like it.
Not at all. And meanwhile, there's also a hearing today on the family separation policy at the border as those congressional negotiators try to come to some agreement on border security. It appears that Republicans and Democrats on the Hill are getting closer to an agreement. The big question is it something the president will sign off on?
Yeah, exactly. There is a renewed sense of optimism here that they are closing in on a deal. Democrats appear open to more funding for new fencing along the border, while Republicans seem to concede that they are not going to get that full $5.7 billion that the president is demanding for his wall. But the big X factor continues to be the president and whether he can get on board with this.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get on board, Mary, he's talked about declaring a national emergency, but even Republicans in the Senate are warning him against that.
Absolutely. We've heard from many Republicans, even some of the president's closest allies here on the Hill, that say declaring a national emergency is not a good idea. They feel it would set a terrible precedent, George.
Meantime, in the presidential race 2020, Senator Elizabeth Warren continues to be dogged by these claims that she continued to claim Native American heritage on official forms. Another form was revealed yesterday, and she was forced to apologize. Let's take a look.
It is about an apology from the heart, an apology for not being more sensitive to tribal citizenship and tribal sovereignty, because it was based on my understanding from my family's stories, but family stories are not the same as tribal citizenship.
George, the senator there telling us that she is sorry that she was not more mindful and sensitive when labeling herself as American Indian. But George, Elizabeth Warren is expected to formally launch her presidential campaign this weekend, and she just continues to be plagued by this controversy surrounding her claims of Native American heritage.
Has a lot of Democrats worried. She has not figured out how to shake it. Okay, Mary, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, we move from politics now to new developments in that grim mystery in Connecticut. Police are following multiple leads after a woman's body was discovered inside a suitcase. Gio Benitez is there in Greenwich with the latest. Good morning, Gio.
Hey there, Robin. Good morning. Yeah, investigators are working to identify that woman right now. They don't believe she's from this area. They believe that she was brought here. Take a look at this right now, because the woman was found in a wooded area, as you said, just off the road inside a red suitcase, her hands and feet bound. They believe she's between 18 and 30 years old. Now, the local newspaper, the Hartford Courant, reports that it has spoken with several sources who say police are trying to determine whether this case is connected to a missing woman just miles away over in New York. Now, citing people familiar with the investigation, the paper also says authorities are looking into the actions of the town highway worker who discovered that body. Now, the Current reporting that the worker allegedly took unauthorized photos of the victim. Now, investigators are waiting for that autopsy report. They should learn a lot more about this and hopefully lead to a killer. Michael?
We sure hope so, Gio. Thank you. And now to new details about that deadly plane crash in California, where a small plane slammed into a home. Well, we're now learning the identities of the victims and more about the pilot's mysterious past. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is at the crash site this morning with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. The NTSB tells me that it has gathered plane parts from all over this neighborhood. It's brought them to a warehouse in Phoenix where it's begun to reconstruct the crash. Now, the only part of the plane they couldn't get to was the wing, which slammed into that house behind me. The resulting fireball was so intense, the house had to be condemned, and it took days to identify the victims.
This morning, we now know the identities of the family members killed when that plane crashed into this Southern California home. Like millions of others this past Sunday, 85-year-old Roy Lee Anderson and his wife, 68-year-old Dahlia Labor Anderson, hosted a Super Bowl watch party. Among the guests, their 48-year-old daughter, Stacy Lieber, and son-in-law, 58-year-old Donald Elliott. Then the unthinkable happened. Out of the blue, about 2,000 feet above them, that plane broke apart and exploded, raining fiery debris on the neighborhood and killing the 4 family members, 2 others badly hurt. Found in the wreckage of that Cessna, seen breaking up and exploding on so many cameras, pilot Tony Pastini's ID.
The pilot of the Cessna plane, a male, has now been positively identified as Antonio Pastini. He is a retired Chicago police officer.
Only now, the Orange County Sheriff's Office and Chicago police say Pastini was never on the force. They say he carried a fake retirement card and a badge from a real cop that has been missing since 1978. However, the NTSB telling ABC News there is no evidence this crash was intentional.
Now, George, we've done some more digging on Pastini. He told folks that he was a Marine. Pentagon says that's not true. He told folks that he flew prisoners for the state of California. Also not true. And the pending registration on that plane was to a non-existent company owned by a relative. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks. We're going to move overseas now to an amazing rescue in Turkey, where a 5-year-old was found alive in the rubble from an 8-story building collapse. See, the rescuers there, they pulled her out 18 hours after the building crumbled. It all was caught on camera. There may still be more survivors. Emergency teams are on the scene. They say they hear sounds suggesting people may be alive. and the cause of the collapse is still under investigation. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. And now to that drama that's unfolding ahead of Sunday's Grammy Awards. Pop superstar Ariana Grande dropping out of the show after a dispute over which song she'd perform. Adrienne Bankert is here with more. Good morning, Adrienne.
Good morning to you too, Michael. Yes, and it's only days before the show. Ariana currently has the #1 song in the country, and now she and the Grammys have parted ways.
It's the 60th Grammy Awards. Music's biggest night kicks off in just 3 days, but this morning, one of the world's biggest stars is telling Grammy producers, after an appearance promoted by the Recording Academy, pop star Ariana Grande pulling out of performing on the big stage, reportedly after a dispute over which songs she would be allowed to sing.
The Grammys wanted her to do one song. She wanted to do 7 Rings, her latest single. They came to a compromise where she would do a medley of seven Rings with something else. But sources tell us the Grammys were insisting that they would select the second song she would do, and that's when she said, that's it, we're not doing this.
Grande joins other big stars who have snubbed the awards show in the past, but she also joins famous women critics who say that they have been disrespected by the show. Producers turning down Lorde for a solo performance last year despite being nominated for Album of the Year.
They've got another situation where, you know, they're trying to tell a young female artist what to do, and she is pushing back publicly.
But this year's show still has plenty of star power, including Travis Scott, fresh off his performance at this year's Super Bowl, and other huge names like Cardi B and Lady Gaga.
And fans will also see the legendary Diana Ross perform Sunday night, and Dolly Parton will be honored this weekend.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, icons.
But Ariana, she's nominated for 2 Grammys.
Yeah, that's
so even
right.
though she's not performing, if she wins, that she's going to be there to accept them.
No, in fact, they say not only will she not be there to accept the award, she won't even be in the building. So this is just a little bad blood between her and the Grammys.
But you're going to be in the building.
I'm going to be there on the red carpet. I'm super excited.
Dancing already.
Yeah.
You saw that too?
Yeah.
You know, I'm honored to be there. Is that the proper way to say it, Robin?
Nice.
I'll be honored to serve.
Have a great time. Safe travels.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get back now to Ginger. More on the snow from that storm.
Yes, right. So this is where that severe cold has settled in now. And this is just south and east of Salt Lake City, Utah. Really difficult driving conditions in the canyon there. But that serious cold comes up against this spring-like warmth we've been dealing with. That's called a temperature gradient, a really strong one where the difference is pretty severe. And Indianapolis to, say, Carbondale, Illinois, Louisville, Paducah, even Memphis will end up today with having a possibility of supercells, meaning rotating storms, so possibility of tornadoes. And then the cold front comes through and makes it more of a damaging wind event. So we're coming up on this time of the year where the spring happens and you can't get away from severe storms. And of course, the lingering parts of Old Man Winter. We'll have a whole lot more coming up. For now, though, let's get to your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the snowy cities, sponsored by Walgreens.
At Walgreens, we know how strong you are, but we also know that half of Americans don't take their daily medications as prescribed. That's why we're introducing a new way to refill, prepay, and skip the line. Or have your prescriptions delivered, so you never miss a day. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Text JoinRx to 21525 to stay on track.
Jacket weather and a small umbrella heading out the door today, but at least it's not all that cold. In fact, a little bit of a morning chill with that dampness. Temperatures later today will rise into the lower to mid 50s, still kind of drizzly and a bit wet with some occasional showers. But then the strong front comes through early tomorrow, falling temperatures and low wind chill temperatures by the afternoon, feeling like we're in the lower 30s and single digits by early Saturday morning. Still the chance for an early week storm system looking like a wintry mix Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, I never took any marketing or advertising classes, but I imagine they say use what's around you. So that's what Mark did. Watch.
Let's break the ice and make a great deal at Hate Grass Chevrolet.
That was freezing rain. It was freezing rain. It was ice. Get it?
I thought it was
Let's
a
break
window.
the ice. No. So he used that
It's still
freezing
pretty
rain.
bad if it's ice.
I think it's safe. People do it with their hand all the time. It was just the first time I saw it used for a
He would win a
car sales.
headbutting contest, I tell you that. Knock everybody out.
People are buying cars in Flint, that's for sure.
Thank you, Ginger. Coming up here on GMA, our exclusive interview with the father of the 21-year-olds who kidnapped Jamie Kloss.
And also, we're going to have the latest with the search for this gunman that was caught on camera targeting a woman in her driveway.
And that stunning confession from a best-selling author. Stick around to hear what he has to say. We'll be right back with more GMA.
Almost time for me to go.
Well, what if I
Drove me home?